the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Outdoors Outdoors with me, Mike. So I'm giving you guys a bit of a review video on a brand new tent from Outdoor Revolution. So this here is the Outdoor Revolution Campstar 700. This particular tent sits in Outdoor Revolution's new collection of Campstar. So Campstar has basically all been designed to bring air down to a much more affordable point. So find that you're not compromising quality, but it hits keen price points there to make air more affordable, quick and easy. You've still got the core features built into it, things like blinds for the curtains or the dividers, but you haven't got that kind of high level of spec, that you might see in other models. What they've kind of done in many ways is they've sort of took their best-selling range and detuned it slightly. So something like this, for example, is very similar to the Airedale 7 SE, size-wise, proportion-wise, that sort of thing. But so they know it works well and the sizings work well, but now you've got it at a more affordable price. So material-wise here, we're working with 120 HDE fabrics, around about 70 denier, 3000 mil high-threaded head. So waterproof and quite durable. You've got beautiful crystal clear PVC windows to get plenty of light into the tent as well, but then privacy curtains to get the privacy as and when needed. Low-level ventilation beneath the windows helps to circulate the air to fight off condensation, but also keep a bit fresher inside. One big mesh panel on the side here for mesh door allows air to flow into there again as well. But what you find is that when a lantern's on at night, you're not having all the bugs kind of join the party. It's your sort of first level of defense against that. Each beam's done individually and can be pitched, as you see from our own Atwall's pitching and packing video, in the best part of 13 or 14 minutes. What it uses is kind of Outdoor Rev's sort of same sort of tubes. So you've got the oxygen tubes in there with the same kind of dynamic valve. So nice big valve, very easy to get the air in and out. Difference being is that you haven't got that kind of pressure release system. Again, it's one of those things that they sort of just skimped off a little bit just to make sure the price point is that extra competitive. Really big tent, and that's the one thing I think for value for money wise, it's probably one of my favourites. Definitely my favourite in the Campstar range, because I just think, yeah, what you pay for what you get is a bit ludicrous. Mainly when you think about the price that we've got in the link below, also includes a footprint and a carpet, so you've got this big package bundle deal together. Everything you need, sort of starter, as a first tent wise, all in one box. Yeah, it's quite impressive. You've got a rear door as well, which you can use for a ventilation point, which is also a bit of a benefit. And then it's sort of a free zone tent, so you've got sleeping, living, and then sort of a cooking / sort of wet dry awning area. Again, with that enclosed awning area as well, you get the versatility of sealing everything up against the elements or opening up in different stages to sort of have it nice and big. There's a side extension you can buy for it as well if you wanted to make it bigger, and even a front sort of kind of canopy, again, which toggles onto the front to nice and secure. Again, if you want to make it bigger, so you can have this as one massive unit, but it works nicely. The front door, as we can see here, kind of opens up into thirds, so you've got sort of 1/3, 2/3, or fully open as you want it to, or you're going to have the option to have it completely sealed and crystal clear windows with curtains in there, so you've got that level of privacy if you want to. The high visibility guidelines works also well as well. A ground sheet is supplied as well when you go to the package deal for this front section, so you can also have that as a sealed area as you wanted to. You've got a little lip that goes down and the ground sheet that goes on top, so you've got that sort of seal away from the wind, if you will. But personally, I wouldn't probably put it down there if it's myself, unless you're having that door shut all the time. As soon as it sort of comes, starts to rain, it's going to drive in there, collect on the ground sheet, and then probably filter underneath the tent. So having it partially open so that it can just drain straight into the ground, makes a big difference. You've got nicely sized tubes on this model as well. But let's talk for a few more features that the Campstar has to offer. So now inside the tent, or anyway at the front of the tent, you can kind of get a bit more idea for the sheer width you've got in here. Like I said, it's a really impressive 4.5 meters wide. So really, it's I would say it's testament to a true 7 berth or a very comfy 6 or 5 or even 4 if you wanted to. The front door itself, as you can see, like I said, it comes in different sections, so you can open up as and when you need to. Alternatively, you have got a separate zip runner as well, so you can bring it back on itself. So if you want to kind of create that little veranda kind of style, and drop that down and get some airflow through without having sort of everyone coming out, that also is a big bonus. As you can see, there's also additional clips to put in place. So what you can do, it means that when you have the door sort of in different sections, so halfway, or well, 1/3 or 2/3, you're not, all the strain's not being put on the actual zip itself. So it just kind of reinforces everything. Or if you need to do the door up, for example, makes life a lot easier and saves any additional strain on that zip. So roll that back, take those pegs out. And then, oops, and toggle it at the base. And then that will roll, it will roll. Into the end. Like so. Cool. So now it's open, like I said, you've got the nice big open canopy, and actually the depth in here is quite impressive, you know. That's the one thing about this thing, it's just space upon space upon space. I don't think you're ever going to be short of it, you know, unless you want the canopy and things like that. But great sort of depth, plenty of width as you can see, and what you've also got is also crystal clear windows at either side and same on the front, so you've got that, you can actually enclose that whole front section to keep everything at bay really. All the windows throughout it basically toggle up, so you've got two positions, obviously halfway or sort of fully up to the top, so it gives you the kind of ability that you can chop and choose whether you want a bit of privacy and a bit of light, or of course total privacy. Or like we had it before, sort of just unravel and leave into a little, and sort of leave it in a little pocket sort of thing on its own. Well, not pocket, but just a little clip to retain it really. Or not. Let's get that right. Yeah, much better. Tecton's charm. Other thing is here, like I said, we'll bring the camera in a bit and just sort of show you the internal size of it. But you've got the big beams like that as well. The sort of door area between the two sections, you've got this sort of pre-fixed panel this side, and there's a big mesh sort of window through there, allowing air to sort of flow through and in and out of the actual tent itself. And it means, again, you can have that door open, shield that off, and then have a bit of airflow coming through. That's twinned up with a side door, works quite nicely. The middle section here, you can again have it sort of half open or sort of fully open. So again, sort of, well, third or 2/3. And then the joys of that is you can always have a little bit of storage area either side, front and back and whatnot, but not have to worry about, you know, it sort of creates in many ways a perfect sort of cooking area. So I think personally for me, that would be where that would go. And then on this side, what you can do is unzip that completely if you wanted to. So that rolls all the way back. And then you can kind of almost open up the area into this one massive space. So now it's open, you can probably appreciate just the sheer amount of room there's in here. It's brilliant. So interior height obviously is absolutely brilliant. You know, you've got, I'm about 6'2", and I'm more than happily in here. Especially when you get to the corners, it's kind of boxy feel. I mean, I'm not too far away from there. That works quite nicely as well. And because it's sort of, you've got this kind of archy system, it sort of brings the walls away from one another. Means you get furniture closer to the end, but feels bigger. You know, feels roomier. Feels, you know, bigger than, say, a 4.5 meter tent. You've got nice dark bedrooms as well, and there's toggle dividers between each section. So what they're running with is a 160, 140, 120. So the middle's kind of your master bedroom where you can put your high-rise airbed, or width-wise, and whatever you need to do with it. You then got your sort of, I don't know, king, queen, and entry level. I don't know which one's bigger actually. So yeah, that works really well. Darker, hopefully, to mean that you get a longer night's stay, and hopefully the kids don't wake up at the crack of dawn. But again, changing here, no problem, because of the additional height. And you can actually, in theory, just remove these altogether. Because they're just toggle dividers, you can have this as one big open sleeping area if you wanted to. So, you know, you're doing scout camp or something like that, you can probably get about 12 scouts in there, I'd say. At the back of the bedroom as well, you've actually got a rear door. So the rear door, you've got a door in the inner itself, which again, you can kind of roll back. Are you joining me, aren't you? You can roll back, or in this case, chuck out the way. But there is a little toggle point as well, just to kind of keep that at bay. And at the back here again, this is the main door in the actual tent itself. So you've got a zip at the top, so you want a bit of air. You can just allow a little bit of air to come in. Alternatively, if you want the works, you can unzip that and then roll that back, and then suddenly you've got a rear entrance. So for me, I don't really see this as more of a you walk in and out of here. It's more of a for on a hot day when you want a good amount of airflow in, you open this back up and get the air flooding through the tent, because wow, circulation is the key. You know, make it feel a lot lighter inside of here. Two crystal clear windows in the main living section as well, and then we've got a low level ventilation point beneath each window in the living area for that circulation of air. In the bedroom itself, you've got storage pockets located down the bottom, as well as a little cable entry point into the bedroom section, and there is also one either side, so you can have cable entry point from the left or from the right, so it doesn't make a difference which way your hookup's facing. It means you can face the tent or orientate the tent as you need it to be. One thing you also think is like there's not really much of a lip in between all the sections. It's quite run flat through, or but the back door of course. So it smooths quite nicely, and you've got little things like Velcro tabs for hanging a lantern or hanging the cables down back out to the entry point, so that works well. Outdoor Rev have their own sort of lighting system, so you can get these sort of up and down lighters to almost like a lampshade upside down to sort of flood light out into it with the little Lumi lights. You can also put some storage pockets onto this part here, so the oxygen pocket system works quite nicely. But let's pick the camera up now and just talk through a few more features and kind of give yourself a bit more of a feel for the amount of room you've got in here. So, like I said, having everything opened up, you can see it's an absolute mammoth of a tent. Space is definitely a key. It's always better to have and not need than need not have. So as we come sort of through the sections, so you've got obviously your main living area with all the windows. You've got plenty of light, plenty of space. And I said that sort of whole side is own sort of bit. There are toggle points actually on the grounds, so you can buy an additional bedroom that will pretty much take up that where that dividing wall is to the bedroom. So if you wanted to sleep essentially 9 people, an extra 2-berth bedroom will go there quite happily. As we come through the bedroom section, you can kind of see, you know, what we've got in the way of the parts there. And like I said, we go to this side, it's a bit darker without the back door. You've got little storage pockets located on the side, little sort of orangey green zips, or you want to call it, orange, yellow, to allow cable points in. Even little sort of detailed on the hanging points. The back door, like I said, allows loads of air to come through, and that sort of, you can probably see this difference in the size of bedrooms. So you've got 140, 116 and a 120 on the side. But we come back out through the bedroom. You know, gives you plenty of space in and out. As you can see, it's really quite nicely pitched, to be fair. Credit where it's due, they've done a really good job with this model. So just general, obviously, mesh door on that side. Yeah, I think it works really well. I can see this being a really popular model just for, you know, I think, like I said, back to the start, what I originally said, for the price you pay for the sort of the amount of space you get, I struggle to see anything sort of almost better value in many ways in the market. You've still got main core features you need, and if you start off fresh and you want almost something that you're not too worried about the spec of zip-up curtains, zip dividers, an extra mesh door here or two, or a thicker fabric or a roller bag, then this is a really good model to have a look at. It's one we should intend to have on our indoor display showroom. So by all means, let us know what you think. Like I said, for the latest price and package deal we've got going on this, check the link below, and feel free to let us know in the comments below, or if you want more information about the pack size and stuff like that. You know, all the information is ready at hand. But that's kind of our little video review on the new Campstar 700 tent from Outdoor Revolution.